and welcome to Pirate News. I'm Katie Malanka.
And I'm Melania Gluch. On today's episode, we'll give you the latest from across the campus, tri-state area, and the globe.
We will also have your Seton Hall sports update and 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area.
This past weekend, Seton Hall hosted their annual Pancakes with Santa breakfast. At this yearly Seton Hall Christmas tradition, alumni and Seton Hall families can gather together for a pancake breakfast. The event includes a breakfast buffet, photos with Santa and Mrs. Claus, the shoe pirate, crafts, and more. Guests are also encouraged to bring an unwrapped toy for the annual Dove toy drive. Several Seton Hall families bring their children to celebrate the holidays at the hall with this festive tradition.
With 11 new reported cases of COVID-19, Seton Hall will take part in President Biden's COVID-19 workplace safety guide for federal contractors and subcontractors, where all students must show proof of vaccination by January 14, 2022. Seton Hall campus currently has a vaccination rate of 90.5. Moving forward, students will be able to request a COVID test once a week despite their vaccination status. Seton Hall says, "Love of neighbor is the heart of Seton Hall's Catholic identity and mission. We care for one another for the communities for which we are a part."
In order to emphasize the importance of supporting female entrepreneurship, the Stillman School of Business sponsored a special issue of the Journal of Small Business Management titled Woman Entrepreneurship: Global Trends and Local Constraints. The issue focuses on the relevance of women in new business development and the setbacks they face in their field. The issue studies a wide range of topics involving the combination of business and gender, along with the unique challenges faced by female businesswomen in developing economies.
Dr. Renee Robinson has released her new book focusing on Gen Z classroom. Dr. Robinson serves as the department chair and professor of communications. She asked the question how communication instructors are working with students today to promote course engagement, student learning, and positive instructor-student interactions. She discusses new strategies for Gen Z students to practice in their studies to develop success.
Now we'll send it over to Bobby Steiner for your Seton Hall sports update. Bobby?
Thanks, Melania. Hi, I'm Bobby Steiner here with your Seton Hall sports update. The women's basketball team is looking for a change in momentum after losing 2 games this weekend. On Friday, they lost 74-49 to Paige Buchers and number 2 UConn at Walsh Gymnasium. Lauren Park Lane led the team in scoring with 20, and Maya Jackson and Sydney Cooks broke double digits with 14 and 13. On Sunday, they lost to St. John's 88-75. Park Lane once again led the team in scoring with 23, and Cook scored double digits with 17. Andrea Espinoza-Hunter dropped 11, and Maya Bembry dropped 14. Bembry also led the team with a 63.6 field goal percentage. The next game is Saturday on the road against Princeton. The men's team had a game of their own at Walsh on Saturday where they dominated Nyack College, winning 113-67. This marked the first time in 5 years where 3 Pirates dropped at least 20, with Jameer Harris, Tyree Samuel, and Trey Jackson scoring 23, 22, and 21. Jared Roden scored 16, and Miles Kale scored 12 in his return to the roster. The next game is at home on Thursday against number 7 Texas as part of the Big East Big 12 battle. That's all I've got for today's sports update. Once again, I'm Bobby Steiner. Now back to Melania and Katie with your local news.
Thanks, Bobby. Rutgers University dedicated 15 Washington Street to Ruth Bader Ginsburg Hall on Thursday in honor of the late U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Justice Ginsburg taught at Rutgers Law from 1963 to 1972. The dedication ceremony featured remarks by President Jonathan Holloway, Rutgers Newark Chancellor Nancy Cantor, and was attended by Ruth Bader Ginsburg's daughter, Jane Ginsburg.
The state of New Jersey has confirmed its first case of the Omicron variant. The variant was detected in a woman who recently traveled to South Africa. The patient was fully vaccinated and tested positive on November 28th. Continuing to remain in isolation since their diagnosis, the woman is experiencing moderate symptoms after emergency treatment. Governor Phil Murphy urges for caution and vigilance as we learn more about the new variant. Murphy tells New Jersey residents to continue wearing masks and get appropriate vaccinations, whether that be a first dose or a booster shot, to reduce the spread of the Omicron variant.
Now we will head over to Angie Paoline with your 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Angie?
Thank you, Katie. I'm Angelina Paoline with your look at the weather forecast for the South Orange area over the next 5 days. To kick off the last full week of classes, we can expect partially cloudy skies with a low of 32 and a high of 43. Wednesday, we can expect our first snowy skies of the season with a low of 30 and a mere high of 38. Thursday brings cloudy skies dropping to a low of 27 and a high of 42. We will also see cloudy skies again on Friday with a low of 32 and a high of 49. And finally, Saturday kicks off the weekend with some showers, a low of 43 and a high of 61. That's going to wrap it up for your 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Once again, I'm Angelina Paoline, and now back to Melania at the desk with more news from across the country.
Thanks, Angie. A student at Florida Institute of Technology was fatally shot in an armed confrontation with officers. The student was reportedly holding a knife at students, resulting in campus security and authorities to arrive around 11 p.m. at the scene. The man was reported as being armed with a knife and assaulting students. When officers confronted the man in a campus building, he lunged at an officer with the weapon, and both police and school security fired. Officers attempted to save the student, however, he was proclaimed dead at the scene. The school issued an in-shelter place alert and advised students to avoid the area around the crime scene. No other students were harmed during the police confrontation, and no other injuries were reported.
Leaders from across the political spectrum offered tributes to Bob Dole, the former Senate Majority Leader and Republican presidential nominee who died on Sunday, hailing him as a war hero and statesman who dedicated his life to public service. Bob Dole was a man to be admired by Americans, President Biden said on Twitter. He had an unerring sense of integrity and honor.
That's going to wrap up today's episode of Pirate News. I'm Melania Gluch.
And I'm Katie Malanka. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a great day.